Welcome back, and I am back with President Trump's personal attorney, former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani. There are testimonies that are going to be coming. We know that the Democrats are looking for Bill Barr to recuse himself. They are looking to subpoena. They have subpoenaed Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Have you gotten subpoenaed? Are you expecting to testify? What's next?
I have not been subpoenaed. When I am, or if they call me and ask me if I would testify voluntarily, I'll take that matter up with my client. I mean, they forget about the fact, because they have no regard for constitutional rights, and they treat President Trump as if he has no constitutional rights. I'm his attorney. There's something called attorney-client privilege. That has to be considered, even if they don't think he should have attorney-client privilege. Would I be willing to explain this openly? And did anybody do anything wrong? Absolutely not. The only thing done wrong here is the only thing done wrong here is the cover-up of these charges for 3 years that are very, very serious. These are very serious charges, and they're backed up by sworn affidavits, and they're online. And the Washington press corps trying to protect a Biden like they protected Clinton. And beyond that, the pattern is a pattern of pay for play. It includes something very similar to what happened with the Clinton Foundation, which goes to the very core of what did Obama know and when did he know it? In December of 2015, the New York Times wrote an article, scathing criticism of Biden for putting his son in this conflicted position and compromising his ability to deal with corruption, which, by the way, should be a concern of a future, should be a concern of a future president. Question is, when Biden and Obama saw that article about how the son was pulling down money from the most crooked oligarch in Russia, did Obama call Biden in and say, Joe, how could you be doing this?
Yeah, I understand that. But
did he have
Rudy,
any controls?
The reality is that the Democrats have the majority in the House. That means they have subpoena power. That means they are running the show. What are you going to do about this? The fact that there was wrongdoing done in early 2016, they're refusing to look at.
It would be nice if I say to my fellow Republicans, it would be nice, instead of attacking me, the messenger, without knowing what really is involved, that you give me the benefit of the doubt before you attack me, and you take a look at what I have.
Right.
How about don't we have hearings? I mean, suppose it was alleged that Donald Trump Jr. got $8 million from a crooked oligarch in Ukraine. How long would it take for the Democrats to investigate us? And how long would it take for the Washington Post and the New York Times to have glaring headlines? And until we cure that, we're going to be a divided country. And until our Republican friends realize that we're really not in bad faith, that this is really serious, and that I am concerned, as I have been from the time I was an assistant U.S. attorney, I find the sale of public office to be disgusting. And they weren't hiring Hunter Biden. There are 100 reasons why they weren't hiring, including the fact that he's a troubled young man who shouldn't have been put in that position. They were buying Joe Biden. And if he didn't see that, then he's blind. And if Obama didn't deal with it, then he is not the kind of president Donald Trump is, who takes Article 2, Section 3 of the Constitution seriously. And maybe these Republicans should give him and me the benefit of the doubt.
Did President Trump hold back aid to Ukraine because he wanted them to investigate Joe Biden and his son?
Isn't the best answer to that the telephone conversation? Although the Democrats said that falsely before it came out, and Schiff pretended that he did in that ridiculously falsified thing that he did at the beginning. Look at the transcript. Is there any mention of military aid? No. Did he hold back the aid? No.
Did you work with other lawyers?
I have never, in my discussion...
Did you work with other lawyers, Victoria Tunsing, Joseph DeGeneva, to try to get dirt on Joe Biden?
No. I didn't work with anybody to try to get dirt on Joe Biden. The dirt on Joe Biden was handed to me by the Ukrainians, amazed that the FBI hadn't asked for this a year earlier, completely shocked and worried that our system of justice was flawed because Joe Biden announced it publicly. And if you're a lawyer at all, what Joe Biden announced was he offered something of value, $1.2 billion loan guarantee, in order to get the prosecutor to take official action. That's the crime of bribery. And the motive is, if you at least interview the guy, to cover up the case on his son. There were also, by the way, I believe 3 other affidavits of different prosecutors, some of them not friendly to this prosecutor,
right,
saying the same thing. Now, that's what we have investigations for. But that's a lot more evidence.
But, Rudy, the bottom line is you're not
nonsense.
getting that on the Democrat side, and they are in charge.
But I don't care about the Democrat side. I care about the American people.
But they know what went on in the origins of the Russia probe.
What am I supposed to do? Keep silent?
Where are the indictments?
Where
are the prosecutions for the people who actually did wrongdoing in the 2016 election, who tried to frame Donald Trump?
That's a very good question.
Where are they? Have you spoken to Bill Barr about this? Where is this?
That is a very good question. And that's a question you should keep asking. And the reality is, before they start criticizing me, the question should be, what have they done about it? Where's the Republican Senate investigating extremely serious charges about the former vice president, who I know is a member of the club, but members of the club don't get to put their sons in positions where they make millions and millions and millions, where you have to be an idiot not to know the son was trading on the father's public office.
Well,
that is disgusting.
I've been asking the question about China. I've been asking the question about China for a long time now. The fact that Hunter Biden got $1.5 billion from the Bank of China after he took that ride on Air Force Two with Vice President Biden.
Now, China, I have to say, I didn't investigate. I don't have the affidavits.
Okay.
Here, I have all the proof.
Yep.
What I understand about China is he was actually in a partnership with the Bank of China and with Whitey Bulger's nephew. Now, if you're not going to investigate that, if the Republicans don't have enough courage to investigate that, then we're not really even representing the American people effectively. Yeah. The overriding reason for doing this is, if a vice president did this and compromised us in China and in Ukraine.
Yep.
Now, the Chinese government knows why they gave the money. They weren't hiring Hunter Biden's expertise. They were buying Joe Biden. And by the way, for the price of that, they also got John Kerry's stepson. It's coincidental that they took the money
I know
there?
China's ways, and we recorded that and reported it.
You can't just say, we're not going to look at that because he's one of our guys. He's part of the club.
You made your point. Rudy Giuliani, it is good
it's
to
so
have you this
similar to
morning.
the Clinton Foundation that there's a pattern here of pay for play. And I'm not going to be silent about it, because they intimidate me.
We will leave it there.
They're trying to intimidate me. They can intimidate me all they want. And the reality is, this is because I represent the President of the United States. I want to show that he's innocent. And I have to admit, I'm disgusted by what I see, and I'm worried about my country having a double standard.
We will leave it there. Rudy Giuliani, thank you.